Welcome back to Lisa's Family Table. We're going to take a little bit of a different twist today. It's a seafood dish. It's not using any of my products actually, but it's just one of my new favorite dishes that I'm enjoying. My husband and I, much like I think most of us during this pandemic, have decided that we should shift our focus to trying to, weave in healthier eating habits. And this is a great piece of fish. It's actually a sablefish from Sitka, Alaska. You could easily substitute salmon with it. It would go perfectly with this dish. Like really all of our recipes, what we're really talking about are techniques. And the goal is to take these techniques and transition them into your own home and make this dish your own. This is the fish right here that we're gonna cook. This is called Black Cod or Sablefish. It's from Alaska. I pre-marinated it in preparation for today, but the recipe will be posted below in the link. The marinade is super simple. It's equal parts of sake, miso. This is a white miso. They are hard to find. I can find mine at Sprouts or Whole Foods. Typically, your traditional grocery stores don't have them. They're in the refrigerated section. The mirin. Mirin is a sweet rice vinegar. You can buy them at most supermarkets, have them, and they're not really hard to find. I found this at my international market, but my supermarket has it. And this was the miso. It's called Miso and Easy that I found. This actually wasn't refrigerated, but it's fermented soybeans, so it gives you all that fifth flavor profile, that umami. And we're gonna do a quick pickled cucumber to go on it, which I think is gonna give a good contrast of flavors. And we're going to use my homemade chili oil, because anybody that knows me knows I like my food hot and spicy. I like really spicy food. Skip it if you're not that kind of person. And we've got some scallions, green onions, because you do eat with your eyes. And so I've rinsed my rice, and I've put an equal ratio of water to rice. Now most recipes will call for 1.5 times the water to rice, but that's not really accounting for washing the rice. So I've done the washing. I've put my equal parts of rice and water. I'm doing 2 portions today. So I've got a whole cup of rice, a whole cup of water. I'm turning this up. As soon as it boils, I'm gonna put it on the back burner and really, I usually just turn mine off. I know they tell you to simmer it low, but for me, I just turn it off and it does cook itself. So it's almost to boil. Okay, so we're good here. Make sure we're not hot. Put this on the back burner. I'll put it over here. Now I've got a non-stick skillet. That's what I've got. And I just have some neutral oil, because this is gonna get hot and there's a lot of sugar in this marinade. So I talked about the sake, the miso, the mirin. Mirin has sweetness in it. I've also put some sugar in it. And so the sugars are gonna caramelize, so you need a neutral oil that can handle the high heat, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and get that getting hot while I take this out of the marinade and pat it off. Okay. And this fish is really just so pretty. And this marinade, it's delicate, but like I said, the sugars are gonna create this caramelization that's gonna make this dish perfect. So we've patted it off. It's absorbed that beautiful marinade. I wish you could smell it. You can smell the umami in it. And our pan's getting hot. I wouldn't go with more than 2 in the pan here. When I first tested this recipe, I did 3 pieces in there and it crowded it and it kind of more steamed it. So that was a lesson learned. I'm trying to save you from making that same mistake. Okay, while that's searing, we're gonna turn our attention here. Just let it sear a little bit for about 2 minutes on this side. What we're looking for is a little browning, a little caramelization to build some flavor. We're gonna turn it over. We're gonna do another couple minutes on the other side, and then we're gonna pop it in the oven for 10 minutes. So you can think about this, our rice just moved back here. We've got our fish in, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, lift it over, 10 in the oven. By the time we pull it out and rest it, everything's done. So it's been about 2 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over. Be careful, because you don't wanna spatter yourself on the oil. Ooh, kind of giving me a hard time. There it is. That's what we're looking for. That beautiful caramelization. Just a second. And we're gonna let them go for a couple more minutes. I'm gonna put it in the oven for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna finish this dish. We're at 425 degrees. Okay, so we've just put our fish in the 425-degree oven. We're gonna let it go for about 10 minutes. Okay, now we're talking about the pickles. So with the pickles, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a quick pickle. We've got rice vinegar. This is different than the mirin. It's a vinegar. It tastes just like a vinegar, but it's made out of rice. And we're gonna put 2 tablespoons in here. 1, 2, like that. And then we're gonna put 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. This stuff is really strong, but it adds a lot of flavor and complements this, but you have to be careful with it. So 2 teaspoons. Yeah, so that's what we wanna do. We're gonna add a little bit of sugar. This is just a natural sugar. You can add plain white sugar if you want. Okay, and we're gonna put some garlic in here. And we're just gonna crush this a little bit, and we're gonna just use a microplaner. Let's peel it up. Again, scrape it in there. And then give it a little salt. This is just kosher salt. I'm just doing a pinch. Again, we're gonna post the recipe. A little crack of pepper. I love fresh pepper. I don't really like that stuff that comes in the can. I'm not really sure what it's good for, but not eating. The first time I made this, I could have just eaten the cucumbers. I just almost devoured them. They were delicious. So just kind of stir them in there. It might be easier for us to put it in here and we can shake it up with the top on it. Okay. Let these kind of get cucumbery and pickly and delicious. Okay, so you can see that's done. And it really doesn't take any time at all because I've sliced those thinly. And I just chopped up some green onions. That's all I've done here. And I'm gonna wipe off my space here. Clean up my garlic. Okay, so our rice is just about ready. It's been 10 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and pull our fish out and let you take a look at how beautiful it looks. And then we're gonna plate this dish. And so you can see the caramelization on this. There's sugar that's naturally occurring in the miso. The mirin has sugar in it. This is not a sweet dish though. When you think about the sugar that's already been added, because it's a marinade, it really is a perfect complement. So this just gives it some color, some caramelization. The color means flavor. And we're gonna put this in the bowl here and just kind of distribute it. Okay. And we can reconstruct the fish here. We'll reconstruct it back in our bowl. It's so tender. Now let's take a look at our cucumbers that we marinated. And you can see we didn't marinate them very long ago and they're already kind of getting tender and they've got all that flavor in them. These onions are perfect for this because like I said, they give it that pop of color and it offsets the flavors because the fish, the sablefish is an oily fish, similar to salmon. That's why I said salmon would be perfect for this. It's a naturally oily, not greasy, it's an oily fish. You know, you can get your omega-3s here. And so on the chili oil, and you can buy chili oil in the store. And if you don't like spicy food, don't put it on. Or you could do some chopped up jalapenos on here if you don't want to do that, or you can just buy chili oil. I've made myself a little taste here. These bowls are fun. These are from Natural Tableware. These are one of the companies that we use their products all the time. They're compostable, environmentally friendly. And you know, if you're gonna use paper goods, this is what I would recommend. But I'm gonna taste this dish and tell you what we think. I'll tell you if it's spicy enough for me. It's really good. So the fish is cooked perfectly. I can taste the umami from the miso. It really needs the cucumber. It's a great juxtaposition of the flavors. Adding the pickled red onion just gives more complexity to it. I do enjoy the spiciness of it. I think it completes the dish. Even if you like spicy but not too much, I would suggest maybe a little bit, even if you put some red pepper flakes would be terrific on this, or some diced jalapeno. It's a winter dish, and I really hope from our table to yours you'll try this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can get notification of our upcoming videos. We post every Thursday, and you won't want to miss a single video.